If you guys have any problems or questions that you're having in your actual life, then email me at cangrowbusiness@gmail.com and I'll make a video trying to give the best advice I possibly can. Alright, what's up gang? Today we're going to be talking about Pyrocynical. Now, if you've ever watched commentary YouTube a day in your life, you know exactly who Pyrocynical is. I'd honestly say that he's probably the all-time biggest commentary channel. Leafy, oh my god, bro. Back in the day, another commentary channel I made a video on technically did eventually get more subscribers than him, but Leafy doesn't even like do content anymore. So Pyrocynical has been able to continue the commentary genre all the way up until now, which is why I'd consider Pyrocynical to be the biggest commentary channel ever. But he wasn't always a commentary channel. Back in 2014, he started by making MLG edits. Now, these videos are definitely a product of their time. Like, nobody's going around making MLG edits today, but for some reason back then, people really liked these, and they were really popular, and it didn't take long for him to start to see a good amount of success making these like really stupid and like cookie cutter videos.
Oh, baby, a triple! 4.
Honestly, looking back on it, I don't really see how these videos ended up doing so well because a lot of them are like the exact same. Like, it's the same edits, the same jokes, the same everything, but that's what was popular back then, and he actually like got somewhere with it. I think he ended up getting around 30,000 subscribers before he started to change his content in around 2016 whenever he actually started doing more gameplay commentaries. Now, 2016 is also the time where the other commentary channel I talked about, Leafy, also started making gameplay commentaries, and I'd say these are really the only two people that were doing it back then, and that's what made it so special. Back then, Leafy was still popular, but Pyrocynical was definitely second to Leafy back then. All his videos consist of was him just playing CSGO and talking about some sort of topic for like 15 minutes.
It sounds friendly enough, but when you see it, the fucking puppets alone are just terrifying. They're supposed to look like these adorable kid-friendly puppets, but they both just look like old men that are melting.
But it just works, like how it still does now. For some reason, these videos just work, and he was honestly one of the first people to do it, which is really what made him stand out even more. Honestly, the videos that he's making now, I wouldn't think would really fly. Like, I don't think that he'd really see any success if he was making the videos he was making in 2016 now, but back then, nobody was doing it, so he was able to build a name for himself, and people may have called him a Leafy clone, but it didn't really matter, because you were either watching Leafy or you were watching Pyrocynical if you were watching commentary. But one person who ended up calling him a Leafy clone was actually Keemstar. Now, Keemstar back then was doing Drama Alert. I know you guys know what Drama Alert is, but he actually doesn't do it anymore now, really. But back then he was doing it, and Pyrocynical made a video basically not even really criticizing Keemstar. All he ended up saying in this video was that Keemstar should add some sort of disclaimer to the beginning or end of his video, saying that people shouldn't go hate on the people who Keemstar makes videos on or talks about in his videos, just so that way it's more of like that neutral news source that Keemstar wants so bad. And Keemstar did not fucking like this for a second. Keemstar freaked the fuck out, as he always does. Okay, he lost his shit and got so mad at Pyrocynical for this, and this is honestly Pyrocynical's first real drama. Remember, that was really all Pyrocynical said, was that Keemstar should add some sort of disclaimer, and this was Keemstar's response.
Pyrocynical is a fucking furry that goes to furry conventions that gets fucked in the ass.
But it didn't take long for Pyrocynical to make his own response, and once he did, that basically shut everybody up, because they realized that Pyrocynical really didn't do anything wrong. He just made a commentary video. It was Keemstar that was the one freaking the fuck out over nothing.
That gets fucked in the ass.
And so Pyrocynical was eventually able to just kinda, you know, get past this drama and continue and keep making those commentary videos. And he kept doing that for a while, but what I really like about Pyrocynical is that he didn't just continue to make gameplay commentaries. He started to shift more towards like videos that he was making, face cam videos that were more edited and more thought out, and these videos are honestly my favorite videos that he's made. I love these videos, and I still go back and watch them sometimes, even if they're on topics that are like, you know, from 2019. For instance, his Morgs videos that he's made back in 2019 are still amazing to watch now, even though nobody even talks about Morgs anymore.
We all know Mr. Beast, and if you don't, take a quick look at his social blade and be reminded that you will never come even close to being as successful as he is. You will always be in his shadow. A failure.
This guy has a lot of money.
They were really unique, and honestly, I don't really know of any other YouTubers who were making videos like Pyrocynical back then. Yes, they were still commentary videos, but they were honestly on like the cutting edge of what a commentary video can be. There was so many edits, there was so thought out, it was like full face cam, and they were really well made. And that's honestly why he was able to stay relevant. He may have started by making MLG edits and then pushing the gameplay commentary, but if he were to just continue doing that gameplay commentary, he probably wouldn't have been relevant, like I said. You know, if he was making those videos now, he probably wouldn't be anything. But he was able to continue to change his format and change the videos that he's making while sticking true to commentary, and it ended up working out for him. And the reason why is just because Pyrocynical is just a likable guy. People like Pyrocynical not necessarily for the videos that he's making, but because it's a video that Pyrocynical's making, if that makes sense. Pyrocynical can make a video on basically any topic, and his fans are going to watch it, including me, just because it's an entertaining video. It's Pyrocynical. People watch Pyrocynical because it's Pyrocynical, not because it's a video about something. And that is honestly the best thing a channel can do for longevity. And so Pyrocynical was really, in my opinion, hitting his stride around 2019, and that's where I started to discover him and started to watch him a lot, and I really haven't like not watched his videos since. But we can't talk about Pyrocynical without talking about the drama in 2020. I know that a lot of you guys who are watching this already know about this drama, so I'm not going to go crazy in depth with it, but it is definitely a key element in the Pyrocynical lore. And disclaimer, this is pretty gay shit, but Pyrocynical was doing fucking like furry roleplay with this one like underage person over Discord, and the person came out and said that Pyrocynical groomed them. And the entire internet just did completely what they do best, the same thing they did to Quite, and just immediately believed the victim. And Pyrocynical took a while to respond to this drama, again, just like Quite, and that just made the, you know, whole controversy brew up more. Again, that's all that really happened. That was really the whole controversy, was these Discord messages of Pyrocynical talking to this fan got leaked, and it looked bad on Pyrocynical, which it did, admittedly. But Pyrocynical made his response December 18th, 2020, and like Quite's, it immediately just shut everybody up. A lot of people were making a lot of like assumptions and assuming a lot of things that would have happened, or just filling in details where there wasn't really answers to make Pyrocynical look bad, but Pyrocynical completely shut everybody up. And honestly, I love this response. I think it's one of the best responses ever, and what I like about it is Pyrocynical has made videos before talking about drama and giving really good points on this, and this about the drama, and saying why this should happen or why that should happen. And he was able to continue that formula in his response video, which is why it made it so good. He's in some way had practice talking about YouTuber drama because he's made videos like his video back in the day with like Rice Gum and iDubbbz, where he was talking about that situation. It was a very well-structured response, and it's honestly something that you don't really see in a lot of these like YouTuber responses. And the reason I'm harping on this so much is because Pyrocynical is still able to maintain relevancy. He's shifted genres like 3 times at this point and gotten into pretty big controversies, but he's still able to continue his entire career on YouTube just because he's like, I don't even know how to describe it. Most YouTubers who would get in this kind of drama and have this kind of stuff happen to them, they probably would not have been able to maintain relevancy and continue to do what they're doing. But Pyrocynical to this day is still kicking. He's still doing great, and he's still making amazing videos. And that controversy about all that roleplay stuff or whatever is basically in the past. Like, yeah, Pyrocynical's never going to be able to escape that because it's cringy as fuck and embarrassing, but it's more of just his community laughing at him for it, as opposed to his community turning on him as if he actually did something like really bad, which he proved to everybody that he didn't do. And so what's Pyrocynical doing now? Well, Pyrocynical has basically shifted genres again. He makes basically even more thought out videos now. His videos can be anywhere from like 30 minutes to fucking 7.5 hours. What they are is basically completely different. He almost makes reviews on different games or different movies or shows or really anything, but they're some of the most in-depth reviews on all of YouTube, and they still have that Pyrocynical charm. What I loved about Pyrocynical back in 2019 was really his editing. His editing is just so good in his videos, and it's really, I guess, him, if that makes sense. His editing has a ton of personality, and that personality has carried through with his new, like, review style of videos. But that's just what he's doing on his main channel. He has a second channel called Pyro Live, and on that channel, he posts almost daily drama and commentary videos. Similar to what I'm doing, but more similar to Moist Critical, in the way that he really just has like a face cam and he talks about different drama. And he calls this a slop channel. He kind of jokes about it because this is the channel he doesn't really try on. But honestly, Pyrocynical has able to make an entire other channel basically from ground zero and turn it into almost a 1 million subscriber channel, which just goes to show you how much reach Pyrocynical still has. If you really think about all the controversies and all of the stuff that this guy has been through, he should not be relevant anymore. I feel like any other YouTuber, if they had gone through the same stuff that Pyrocynical has, wouldn't be relevant and they would just have completely fallen off. But Pyrocynical time and time again has come back, and honestly, in my opinion, I just think it's because he's not a dumbass. He's not like some brain dead idiot who just ignores controversy or something like that, and he's also just a likable guy, and that's probably why Pyrocynical has been able to maintain the status of being the biggest commentary channel ever made. Now, if you did like this video, you should go check out the video that I uploaded on Leafy, because, you know, Pyrocynical and Leafy had kind of a similar upbringing and a similar story. But whether you go watch that video or not, I appreciate you for watching this video all the way through, so thank you.
Pyrocynical is a fucking furry that goes to furry conventions and gets fucked in the ass by 40-year-old men in giraffe costumes. We are dealing with a fucking idiot, but not just an idiot, a furry that goes to furry conventions. You know what? Pyro really
isn't that bad.